What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Test, test, test. Let me know how we sound and test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Yeah, my Wi-Fi is bugging out right now, so hopefully we can stream all the way through. But it is, I don't know what is going on. It's extremely slow right now. What the weather's looking like around the country. This is fine where I'm at right now, but my Wi-Fi has been bugging since last week. But we're here, so we're gonna keep it pushing. All right, just sent the link out to everybody else. So if y'all didn't check out the Sunday chart analysis, make sure to check that out after this live stream. Y'all broke everything down, and then I got to post date how we ended last month. So I'm gonna do that today as well. So y'all should be seeing that dropping during New York session. Also gonna be having a new video dropping for y'all later on today during New York session as well. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. Now from the Sunday chart analysis, okay, looks like gold's doing. Charts kind of just been retracing. They didn't continue to push. They kind of just been retracing from where they left off or where it started. Sunday analysis. Again, with NAS, we kind of have the same thing happened last week when the markets reopened, right? We see Friday and then Monday. We see literally the same thing happen 2 weeks in a row. So not only have we been stuck in this range of consolidation with a lot of these charts, but literally we just saw 2 weeks in a row price gap and cancel out the little move they were trying to make to the upside, right? But not NAS gaps this time. Besides gold, like we was talking about last week, gold's like one of the few charts or pairs that's actually been moving kind of smooth. Besides gold, all these other charts we look at gap. Like we see GU did a gap as soon as markets reopened. GJ did a gap. GN didn't do a gap. GN actually broke that level that it was struggling to break all last week, right? Again, y'all watched the Sunday chart analysis last week, or if you was in any session lives last week, we was talking about GN buys all last week. But we can see here again, we look at Monday when we caught that initial buy. Then we see Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Tuesday, price was stuck at this level. It wasn't again until markets opened, the volume came in and broke that level, giving us the higher high that we was looking for literally all last week, right? So we're going to be looking for buys still on GN. So it's a nice retracement. So GN can continue to hold 2115 as support. We do look for buys going back up to 2190, but it's going to need to hold 2190 as support for the uptrend to continue, right? But again, it did a big move. So usually what we talk about during London session is if we see a big move happen at the beginning of the day, before all the other sessions play out, it's either going to retrace or consolidate. So it's already doing the retracement at the beginning of London session, and we kind of see some consolidation showing right here. So we're going to see if it's going to be able to hold this level and push back up, or if it's going to retrace or consolidate, reverse some more, right? And then GU. So we have a lot of gaps right now. So with these gaps, like again, so make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. But with these gaps, well, GU ended up not holding this level, so it's retracing. So again, with gaps, just like with NAS last week, what we talked about with the gap on NAS last week, how we could see it get filled. Now, not only did it fill that gap up last week that we talked about, but then you can see that the gap and then shot down again this week. So we're either going to see price retest and fill this gap up, going back up to 21,430, 21,500, and then push back down again like we saw last week, or which we see NAS rejecting right now. If it can continue to hold these levels as resistance, we can see the downtrend come into play. But we see what NAS is, the NAS failed to break this level, failed to hold this as resistance, at least as of right now. So we're simply just going to watch it. We're not going to go for a buy here. We're simply just going to watch to see what NAS does, how it plays out, right? So if we could hold these levels as resistance, we're gonna look for sells. Now, if it wants to fill this gap, but we're not gonna go for a buy here necessarily. But if it breaks or holds this level of support, then we can look for buys again. So we have a few setups we're looking at right now. We got alerts as well. We're just going to keep it on GN at this moment. But like always, y'all make sure to hit that like button, like the live as you hop up in here, subscribe if you have not subscribed already. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. We can get to that easily. And like always, you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Dropped a few videos for y'all last week. Got some videos lined up for y'all this week as well. Make sure to check those out if you haven't already. All playlists are up to date. Again, let me know if we're sounding good. Let me know if we're sounding good. You got a new 5-minute I'll pop up in a second. Those just joining the stream. We have not entered anything yet. This was the trade idea. Make sure to hit that first link in the description from the free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. Can you charge? Drop them in the chat. New 5 minutes just popped up. Got another 5 minutes to the next 15. I mean, another 10 minutes to the next 15. Excuse me. I might actually put another alert here, just in case we're tracing some more. Let's see. Yeah, I might try to fill that gap up. Now with GJ, we're still looking for sales as long as we can continue to hold and respect 192 as resistance. So again, we're just gonna let price retrace because again, retracements are our friends, right? We let price retrace and then we enter and catch the next move. Yeah, so it looks like NAS is trying to fill this gap up as well. You really just watch to see how it reacts to these levels. You either want to see price hold this level as resistance, or whoops, want to see price fill this gap up and hold this level back as support. So that's really what we're waiting on. We're waiting on either price to hold this level as support or break back below, hold this level as resistance. We're not really going to pull the trigger in between here. Crypto is on sale, by the way, y'all. I just dropped the XRP update last week. You gotta check that out. It retraces exactly to the level below that we was talking about. It's currently chilling right there, so make sure to check that video out after the live if you haven't already. Again, y'all, like I always be talking about in those videos, a lot of times y'all are late, but it's not too late. So a lot of people are freaking out right now, but this is what y'all was looking for, right? Wasn't everyone upset that they missed the last push, right? But now that everything's retraced back to give y'all another good entry, everybody's like scared or not with it. You know what I'm saying? But you want to buy when things are on sale, right? You don't want to buy when something just did a 20%, 30% increase. You want to buy when something just did a 20, 30% decrease. Because if you buy when something just did a 20, 30% decrease, if it goes back up to where it just retraced from, you're making 20 to 30% off rip minimum, right? But if it breaks past that previous high, you're making more. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody. All right, so I like how G is looking. We're going to see how this 15 closes, but again, if it can continue to hold 21.15 as support, we can look for buys going back up to 21.90, but it's going to need to hold 21.90 as support for the uptrend to continue. Right, again, it did a big move to start off the day. It was all the way up here, and this was just from market open Tokyo session. So again, whenever you see a big candlestick that looks like a daily candlestick move, but the day just started, because again, the daily candlesticks are split over to three, depending on who you ask, 4 sessions, right? Because some people will consider Australian session a session, but it kind of gets kind of confused. You kind of mixed in between Tokyo session. That's a whole nother conversation, right? But there's Tokyo session, which which just ended. Now there's London session, which took place and began 27 minutes ago, and then there's New York session. So if we're on the daily time frame and we see this is how these candlesticks ended, and these are the moves price did for the day, right? And then we see this candlestick that looks like a decent, full size daily candlestick. We're either going to see one of two things happen. We already saw one of those two things already take place. We're either going to see a abnormally large candlestick, right? So, like for example, maybe see something like this, right? This huge push and this huge volume candlestick, or we could see something extreme like what we saw a few months ago on the future, right? Or we could see something extreme like this candlestick, or we can see something crazy like this happen, right? With this wick. Or there was another candlestick one day where like, oh yeah, where it did a big drop and then it retraced, right? So we're either going to see a abnormally large candlestick get formed today, or we're going to see price retrace and consolidate for the rest of the day, or retrace and then go back to the furthest point, which is kind of like what we start right here, right? So when we look at GM, we already see price doing that, right? We already see price retracing, kind of consolidating and chilling right here. So now I want to see if there's going to be another push of volume to try to either come back up to the previous highs or try to break that previous high. Because again, price is going to need to break this resistance level, hold that support further up to continue and force the previous higher highs, right? Because when we go back down memory lane, we was catching buys and riding these higher highs up, as you can see here. We was catching all these buys up. But when price came to this exact point, this is when, again, we had something similar take place like we had earlier this month. We had 2-3 weeks of consolidation, 2 to 3 weeks of low volume, but in reality, it was price struggling to make that next move. But it just took place in like 2-3 weeks, right? We can see here, price broke this level the 18th, and it didn't reject this level until the 2nd. So that's 2 going on 3 trading weeks right there, and then it's been a whole another week retesting this level before it broke out and did that reversal, right? But then after it broke out, did that reversal, then you had another 2-3 weeks of price again doing the exact opposite from what it was doing up here, where price was struggling to break this resistance level and treat as support. We had price struggling to break the support level and treat it as resistance. Now, if you haven't watched my video I dropped last week on how to identify the trend, make sure to check that out. All right, y'all. Make sure to check that out. But we see GU just retested this level here. So again, we're either going to watch to see if it's going to try to bring the downtrend back into play, or it's going to try to fill that gap up, right? Because again, same thing. We was catching all these sells, just like with GN. Price struggled to break that support level, give us that next lower low. We had a reversal, and then again last week, look right here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Price struggled to make that new higher high, failed to break this resistance level, and then we have this gap take place. So we're either going to see price try to come back and pick up where it left off, or we're going to see price break these levels and bring the downtrend back into play. Now we do have some news events, a lot of news events this week actually. We got one popping off today at 10 a.m., so make sure to keep that in mind. And then of course we got some the rest of this week as well. And again, this is the first full week of the month, so every first week of the month. Like I always say, the first and last week of the month are typically the toughest months. Toughest weeks to trade due to all the reports and stuff like that. So again, usually the first Wednesday of the month we have ADP, and then the first Friday of the month we have unemployment rate, non-farm employment change, average hourly earnings, all that good stuff. So make sure to pay attention to these times, y'all, and all that good stuff. So we got a new 15 that just popped up. Let's go ahead and put this back on the smaller time frame. Again, we got our alerts, so we're not missing anything. We got our alerts. We're mainly just paying attention to GN right now. So everything else got a little bit of work to do. Again, y'all, if you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? For y'all just tuning in, I definitely recommend rewinding or watching from at least like 2-3 minutes from the live started, because we broke down a lot of important stuff, and of course we went over what we see going on and taking place on the charts right now. So make sure to do that. Check that out. Again, gonna be posting the recap of how we ended January later on today during New York session. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. And I got some new videos dropping for y'all later on today as well during New York session on YouTube. And I got some posts I got to edit and lined up for y'all on Instagram and TikTok as well. So make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok if y'all not already. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. Looks like GJ is pushing back down. So again, if it can't hold 190.95 as resistance, we can look for sales going down to 190.20, but it's going to need to hold 190.20 as resistance for the downtrend to come back into play. Again, went for a sell on Friday on GJ. We hit like TP1, TP2, and then you can see it rejected and then consolidated the rest of the day just for when markets reopened last night. It's a gap in the direction we was looking for. So we're about to see if price can hold this level as resistance and continue that move we was looking for. We're also paying attention to GN. GU, not too much. We're just watching it, but again, we're not really going for buys here. We're either looking for sells if it can hold these lows as resistance, or if it fills this gap up and breaks back above 24.30, hold that support, then we can look for buys again. But not really doing too much with that right now. Same thing with NAS. Again, we got our alerts. Since it failed to break that level, I'm actually going to move this alert. Bring it to up here. All right, so I know if it fills this gap up or if it tries to push back down below. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're getting any charts, drop them in the chat. You already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. It did a decent move start of Sunday when markets reopened. Now we kind of have some retracements going on right now. But again, it is Monday and it is a new month. So we got a lot of news reports coming out right now. That is. Going to be posted later on today during New York. The recap of how we ended January, because it is a new month. We're going to be doing that as well. So you should be on the lookout for that. Make sure you hit that first link in the description, join the free signal for your Telegram. You see how we did last quarter. And again, that's not last month. That's how we ended December. I'm going to be updating that tomorrow. But hit that first link in the description so y'all can see a preview of how we did last month. It's a great start to the year. Can't complain. And crypto is on sale, y'all. Crypto is on sale. If you watched my recent crypto videos, the XRP video, or the crypto video I dropped previous to that, which was this one right here, and reacting and going exactly to these price points we talked about. All right, same thing with Bitcoin and Ethereum, but you already know I'm gonna be dropping the update for this week for Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum later on today. So make sure to be on the lookout for that as well. But again, we kind of just got consolidating going on because again, when markets reopened, it did a big move. Really, the move we was looking for, right? Because again, we look at all last week on G, we was talking about buys. We look at Monday, and then we see literally since Monday, price chilled here the entire week. And then when markets reopen, volume kicks in and does the move we was looking for all last week. And now we just see price kind of consolidating, chilling. So again, nothing we can really do about that. At least we know that we was looking for the right move, but like we talked about all last week, it was just lack of volume. That's the two things we're looking for right now. Bro, I don't know what it is. And I know people probably, because I usually don't get sick. So usually when I be feeling the way I be feeling, people be suffering, right? But lately I be chilling all day. But as soon as I get out that bed, man, I be congested. I gotta blow my nose nonstop and stuff. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if anyone else be experiencing that. Like you be fine throughout the day, but it's like when you hop out that bed, you wake up. It's like I don't know if it just builds up or what. But I can't complain too much because I know some people that are suffering right now. So there's that. New 5 minute popped up. So again, GN is slowly trying to make his way, but as we can see here, by these wicks, and again, we're on the 15-minute time frame. So every candlestick represents 15 minutes. Every 4 candlesticks represents an hour. So we can see here 4, 8. So about 2.5 hours. Price has been just kind of consolidating, chilling right here. But we got that 4 o'clock hour, so we're gonna see a volume kicks in going into 4 o'clock. Again, we do got USD news at 10 a.m. So make sure to keep that in mind. Now we're not going to be going live with the members during today's news. We're going to be going live unless I let y'all know otherwise Wednesday and Friday with the members. Members, we had great lives last week as well, so make sure to watch the recordings if y'all missed them or if y'all just joined. And a new member, shout out to y'all as well. Make sure to explore the channel, look at the pinned messages, join the student member group chat, explore the student member group chat as well. Look at the conversations, the past previous questions, because I guarantee someone asks a similar question you have or asks a question you think about that's going to help you out as well. And of course, make sure to watch the past recordings. Paying attention to GJ, I want to see if it's going to break this level here. Again, this is the game plan right here for GJ. NAS, we're not doing anything with NAS unless we see one of these two things happen. And that's another thing with trading, right? Trading isn't always just jumping in or chasing every pip or candlestick. It's really about, again, high probability, high setups, and really waiting for the right moment to get in, right? So again, I could try to go for this gap fill, but I'm not really too concerned about that because again, I'm not just here to catch because I like to go with the flow of price. And like we talked about the Sunday chart analysis, make sure to check that out if y'all have not already. Looks like we have a decent amount of people already watched that. Make sure to watch that first link in the description. I'll drop the Sunday chart analysis at the beginning of every week, going over not just what I see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what I see price doing throughout the entire week, as well as the news for the week and all that good stuff. Again, going to be posting the recap of how we ended January later on today during New York session. But if y'all go into the first link, you can kind of see how we, how we did things, how things went, right? I think we went. I got to redo. I think we went 3-1, 3-1 or 2. I got to redo. I got to tally it. I forgot how we did last week. But the week prior to that, we went 2-1 or 3-1. The week before that, we went 3-1. The week before that, we went 6-0, and then to start out January, we went 3-0. So we only lost like either 3 trades this month, I think. 3, maybe 4 trades this month, which is not bad at all. And then, of course, you scroll to January 3rd, you'll see how we ended Q4 last year. Ending Q4, wrapping up the year 41-4, gives us a 91% win rate all 3 months combined. That's your total of 32,230 pips. You see, as we scroll to January 3rd, you click right here. It's going to take you to the beginning of Q4, which would have been October. You can also see how we ended November, all that good stuff. And if you scroll to the 6th, I believe you'll see how we ended last year, right? So I tallied up all the years. Same thing, you click right here, it'll take you to the beginning of January 2024, where you can see how we started and ended last year, right? Whoops. There we go. But we ended last year 181 wins, 23 losses, which we do the math, it averages less than 2 losses a month. Gives us an 89% win rate, which is not bad at all. Catch a total of 326,550 pips. Again, you go to January 6th. You can check out and see this for yourselves. Everything's dated, timed, and documented. Can't make none of this stuff up. Every single trade we take, we enter during the London Session Live. We don't enter during the London Session Live. We break down the setup and looked for it during the London Session Live, and later on took it. And then, of course, you go to subscribers, you go to photos. There's over 1,000 photos, 3 years worth of receipts, screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, as well as results and testimonials. I don't really post photos that much anymore because, I mean, there's 3 years worth of receipts. I guess we can make it 4 years worth of receipts, but it's like, it's over 1,000 photos. It's like, how much more do I gotta, post to show people, you know what I'm saying? So, and it kind of gets redundant as well. I also kind of have to think about people that see me for the first time, because if you see me for the first time and the first thing you see is, stuff like that, I don't want you to get a certain impression of me, right? So that's why I just let the results speak for itself and all that good stuff. But I have a lot of receipts in the vault. I just don't like to just spam receipts every day. I don't know. That's just not me. But I got 3 years of receipts in the Telegram vault. You go into Instagram, you go to my Instagram, which you see scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. You go to highlights. You go to the highlights, I should say. I'm gonna do it with you. Hold on. You go to the highlight section and you go to testimonials. You can see just straight up receipts of student results and testimonials versus this shows, receipts of trades I took, screenshots of signals, as well as trades and student results and testimonials. But you go to the Instagram highlights, you go to testimonials. You can see testimonials from literally 2022 going to, I think it stopped at like 2024. You can see results from 2022, 2023, as well as no, it stops at 2023. No, it ends at 2024, right? And then you can see receipts from here from 2022 to 2025 now, right? But we've been doing this for a long time. Ain't nothing changed but the date and the year and the weather, right? But we've been doing this for a very, very, very long time, y'all. Again, it's just a slow period right now, but if y'all been tuned in for the past couple weeks, we've explained exactly why things are kind of slow right now. So we just simply gotta wait and weather the storm. That's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. But yeah, make sure to check that out first in the description, y'all. Let's go back to GJ. Okay, GJ still got some work to do. We're gonna see how this 15 is. GN looks like it's trying to slowly make its way. Slowly making its way. GJ slowly making his way back. So again, y'all, we're gonna be looking to see if GJ can hold 190.95 as resistance. If it can hold 190.95 as resistance, we can look for sales going to 190.15. We're also gonna be looking for buys on GN. Again, we can look for short-term buys from 21.20, 21.15, going back up to 21.95. But it's going to need to hold this level as support for the uptrend to continue. And then with NAS, this is a game play right here with NAS. Again, make sure to check out the Sunday chart analysis I dropped for y'all last night. Free signal, free Telegram, first link in the description. Why did my NAS just reset? That's weird. They be bugging out sometimes. Right, but we got this gap here. So NAS is either going to fill this gap up and attempt to hold 500, 450 as support again, or it's going to push back down below 21,000. If it holds 21,000 as a resistance, we can look for sells and see the downtrend come back into play, right? Because this is the second week in a row that NAS struggled to do a damn thing all week and then gapped at the beginning of the week, right? We had that same thing take place the previous week. Again, we got news at 10 o'clock today, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. Got a video dropping for y'all during the New York session, as well as I got a new post dropping for y'all on Instagram and TikTok later on today. And then we're going to be posting the recap of how we ended January later on today as well. So I got a lot of stuff to post for y'all today. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since y'all joined. And yeah, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, London session 3 a.m. EST.